strange or a little different. But throughout the next 20 minutes, we're gonna just play that song. I'm gonna talk, and it's gonna be quiet. I just like that song, and so that's kind of what we're discussing today. So you'll be hearing that in the background. If you can pick up on the words, great. It'd be wonderful if you knew the words. But if you were here Sunday, it's familiar because that's what we played Sunday. This past week, or a week ago today, Easter service, it was tremendous. It was something else. If you weren't here, I mean, you missed it. You absolutely missed it. Our kids, they presented the gospel in their own kind of way, which was wonderful and awesome. And our choir and our band, they presented the gospel in their own kind of way. And then the men got up and presented the gospel in their kind of way. Well, what we're going to discuss today is, I guess, the men drama, I guess. For the most part, the people that participated in the adult, the men drama were adults, other than adult men, other than, I guess, beans. I mean, not much. I mean, other than that, it was all adult grown men. But he's getting there. I'm just saying, he is getting there. You may not believe this. It may shock you when I say that most men aren't sitting around with their fingers crossed, hoping and saying under the breath, "Please pick me to be in the Easter drama. Please pick me to be in the Easter drama." You may not believe that, but that's not what they're doing. This is not something that men want to do. This is not something that they feel comfortable. This is not common for men. For men to actually do this is kind of an uncommon thing. It's just different. It's not something that they do or even consider doing. Well, I'm going to tell you, if you aren't here, and if you were, you'll know, the soldiers, and in all, we had about 50 people that took a part in last week's deal. You consider the kids, the drama, the band, the choir, the people running the sound and the video and all that stuff. But in the men's drama, if you were here or not, Dwayne, we had some soldiers. They were represented by Dwayne and Aaron and Mark. The disciples, Simon, the zealot was Aaron. Thaddeus was Caleb. Matthew was Bean. You know, we've already talked about him. Philip was actually the smartest one. He was Philip. And the rest of us, Thomas was Isaac. Peter was Jeff. John was Brandon. And Brandon was John, which that didn't make sense, but that's the way it was. John was James. Andrew was Ryan. James Minor was Jason. Bartholomew and Nathaniel was Daniel. And of course, Mark, if you were here, you've seen he represented Judas right off the bat. And of course, Travis was Jesus. I would have asked other men. I had a list of men who I was going to ask, to be honest. And for the most part, every time I went to somebody, they said, "Yes, I'll do whatever you want to do." Most of them didn't really know, and they probably wouldn't have said yes if I told them what they were going to have to do. But most of them, for the most part, said, "Yeah, I'll do whatever you want to do." And so I didn't get all the way through the list. So next year, you'll be the first ones called. But the thought of this particular drama was this, and it was the first scene. If you were here. Was the disciples, and they sat up here in a row behind the table. It was the disciples, and they were having Passover meal. They were all sitting there, and they were all frozen. They were having the Passover meal with Jesus, and this was just prior to his crucifixion. And if you were here, I read John 13, 1 through 3 last week. I read that. They had their Passover meal, and then they got up and they left, and they all went their own way. And then after the crucifixion, which was kind of the girls came up and done their alive deal. But after the crucifixion, the disciples came back together, and they just kind of came in some different directions, and they came back together sometime later, and they were having another meal together, and they were sitting there, and they were discussing their past experiences with Jesus, and that's what it was talking about. They each ended their best memory of what happened or what took place in their time with Jesus. He'd been crucified, and they were just talking about, well, I have a memory of this, or I remember when this happened, and all of them went through their little experiences they had with Jesus. And for the most part, most of them said, that's what I want my legacy to be. I think Daniel forgot his part at the very end. I think he messed that up. And somebody said Aaron had 8 verses and he remembered 4 of them. Is that right? Is that close? What? Not bad odds. Actually, that's probably better than we expected. But that was how they left their experiences. That's the way I want my legacy to be. That's what I want people to remember me by. That's what I want my legacy to be. And if you look at these disciples, and this drama revealed this during this particular song, the disciples showed you this, that they became a martyr for the Christ. They became a martyr for the risen Christ. They gave their lives for the cause of Christ. This is what they were doing up there. It wasn't just some act or some randomness. These people, these men, gave all they had for the cause of Christ. They gave their lives. And I think all but one of them, which was John, they lost their life. I mean, he was exiled to the island of Patmos. But for the most part, all of them gave their lives for the cause of something that they believed in. They were either beheaded, which we showed you. They were beaten. They were boiled alive. They were skinned alive. They had all kinds. They were hung on a cross. Peter was hung on a cross upside down. And the reason he wanted to be upside down was because he didn't want it to resemble what Christ went through. He didn't want to be prideful and being able to say, well, I hung on the cross just like Jesus. He said, hang me upside down so it won't resemble what Christ did, because what he did was much more impressive. And that's what they left as a legacy. I suspect, and you can maybe kind of change my mind if you want to, but I would suspect that these men would not have been tortured like they were tortured for a life. What do you think? Do you think they would have done what they knew was going to happen? Take what they knew they was going to have to take for a life? I suspect that these men knew it was true. They knew what they had experienced. They knew what was on the cross and what Jesus did. They knew that this guy was something special. Listen, if we had been boiled alive, pulled apart, limb for limb, crucified on a cross, burned or buried or whatever these guys, would we have done that for the truth? I don't know. But these guys knew this was true. Even what they knew was going to take place. These guys knew and they believed with all their hearts that Jesus was hung on a tree and he rose again and he was the true King of Kings. There was no doubt about it to these men, or they wouldn't experience what they had to experience. Even Thomas, which was Isaac, even Thomas had issue with doubt. He wasn't completely sure. He struggled with doubt. And yet he lost his life preaching the gospel. He lost his life preaching the gospel. You know how we think that he died? And if you were here, Isaac was on the back row. He was Thomas. He got a spear. Do you know how we think Thomas lost his life preaching the gospel? We think, or there's people who think, that he lost his life by being thrust through by a spear. Which is kind of ironic, don't you think? Knowing the fact that Jesus was the one who told Thomas, see my hands? Put your hand in my side, Thomas. Right where the spear went through. It's kind of ironic that Thomas ended up losing his life for the cause of Christ with the spear in his side. See, these original disciples, they took the experiences that they had with Jesus, and they believed it. And they passed it on to the people that they encountered. these guys on stage, is our hopes that they are doing the same thing, that they want to do the same thing. And if you notice, if you were here, the guys who started the drama, at the very end, and people, some of you didn't get it, maybe a lot of you, maybe most of you, maybe all of you, you didn't get it. But did you notice who come up and ended the drama just like the men had started? It was their wives. It was their children. It was their grandchildren that were represented at the very end. And what was we wanting to show? That there's going to be a legacy. There's something that these men want to pass down, just like the originals wanted to show something. That they believe these men wanted to show you the legacy that they wanted to leave. I'm going to tell you, there is a great search going on. Huge search. In the physical realm, in the spiritual realm, there's a search going on. And this is a search that Jesus is making. And it may come as a surprise, and maybe it shouldn't, but Jesus is searching for people. Not just any kind of people, but special people. Jesus is searching for those who will follow him, not just people who will give him lip service on Sunday morning and forget about it on Monday. Jesus is searching for something rare, something more, something special, something uncommon. Like these guys, that's uncommon for them to do that. Jesus is looking for people like that. For uncommon people. There's a theologian whose name is Bonhoeffer. He described discipleship as when Christ calls someone, he bids them to come and die. Jesus is looking for people who will follow him with a reckless abandon. He wants people who will throw caution to the wind and embark on a journey called discipleship. That's what he's looking for. I want you to throw caution to the wind, and I want you to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ. That's the kind of people I'm looking for. He's searching for a few daring hearts who will fully devote themselves to him. Just fully devote. Just give it up for me. He's looking for people just like you and me. The only question remains is, will you join the journey? Will you be a part of the journey? Had I asked you to be up there, what would you have said? Will you take up the cause of Christ? When he says, come follow me, are you following? Who will dare to be a disciple? Who will dare to do the things a disciple is called to do? Have you ever given serious thought to what it means to be a disciple of Christ? Of course, we talk about it on Sunday morning, right? We talk about it in Sunday school, Bible study. We hear about being a disciple in the messages on Sunday sometimes. But do we honestly stop and consider what it is that Jesus wants from those who follow him? Do we honestly know? You know, a student is one who learns what the teacher knows. That's what a student is. Learns what a teacher knows. A disciple becomes what their master is. And Jesus wants you to become like him. Jesus is searching today for men and women who will follow him. Are you daring enough to take the call? Are you daring enough to take the adventure? If you have your Bibles, I want you to turn to John chapter 12. And I'm going to read 23 through 26. Now, Jesus he spoke these words. What we represented was the Passover, their meal together. Well, Jesus spoke these words just kind of prior to what you've seen. He spoke these words. He came into Jerusalem. Remember the palm branches and the palm leaves that they put down? This was what was taking place. Hosanna, Hosanna. This was just after this. He comes and he's telling some of his disciples and some of the people standing around him. And this is what he says. Jesus replied, and he's talking about the thing. He's talking about his death, and then ultimately our job as a disciple. I think maybe I'm reading more into it than what's there, but he's talking about his death and explaining it a little bit. But he says in chapter 12, verse 23, he says, The hour has come for the Son of Man to be glorified. I tell you the truth, unless a kernel of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains only a single seed. If it doesn't fall to the ground and die, it remains a single seed. But if it dies, it produces many seeds. Now he's talking about his death, but is he talking about his disciples too? Is he talking about me? In verse 25 it says, the man who loves his life will lose it, while the man who hates his life is this world will keep it for eternal life. Whoever serves me must follow me, and where I am, my servant also will be. My Father will honor the one who serves me. And that's John 12, 23 through 26. Well, there's some things that we kind of need to know about what he's talking about there. And the first thing is death, believe it or not, brings fruitfulness. You believe that? Death brings fruitfulness. The church, and it said, I tell you the truth, unless a kernel of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains only a single seed. But if it dies, it produces many seeds. So death brings fruitfulness, right? Death brings life. For the church, for far too long, we've kind of created a weak form of discipleship. And I'll just be honest, we're not good at it. When Jesus calls you to come follow me, it's kind of a call to come and die. It's kind of what he's saying. I need you to come follow me. Jesus wants you to die to your sinful desires, right? He wants you to die to your selfish wants. I mean, when he says die, that's the things he's talking about. Because I want you to die to your will. I want you to just die to those kind of things. I want you to die to your way of life. I know the way you live your life, you like it, but he says, I need you to die to your way of life. And I know that sounds kind of radical, doesn't it? But that's the way Jesus is. Jesus is nothing less than radical. He calls us to do things that we in no way think we can accomplish or do. And yet he's going to call us to do it. He's saying, die, die, die for the cause of Christ. I mean, Jesus came to the world to die. How crazy is that? He came here just for that. How crazy is that? Jesus died to buy back me and you from the power of sin and death. I mean, the least we can do is follow, right? For what he's done. And Jesus never said that following him would be easy. Ask the disciples. He didn't say, actually he said it would be hard. It's going to be difficult. Discipleship is not just a partial commitment, which I think we think it is. Jesus wants all of our life. Every single bit of it. He wants it. He wants it all. Every part of your life has to die. Now, the guys who stood up here, you see, physically lost their lives. Well, that's not necessarily what he's saying today in this. Unless it comes to that, I would hope that we would. It's more than just a physical loss of life. Those pet sins that you have, those have to die. You want to leave a legacy? Do those things. That pride you have, it has to die. Because if you want to leave something worth leaving, those things have to die. The pride, the pet sins, the worry that we are consumed with all the time, those things have to die. You want to leave a legacy? Get rid of those things. Those things have to die. Those selfish desires that we all have and that we all struggle with. He says, for the cause of Christ, those things have to die. Those material wants that you have, they have to die. Anything in your life that's not under the lordship of Jesus, it has to die. Anything that is above the lordship of Jesus in your life, he says those things have to die. And the only way to truly experience life is through death. It's only through dying that we truly live, really. Jesus is calling you to be radical. He's calling you to have a daring life of following him. Jesus is calling you to follow. Jesus is calling you to come and die. Jesus is calling you to give your life to him. Jesus is calling you to live for something higher than your own selfishness. He wants you to live, he wants you to see something higher than what you are. The same is true to our church, His church. Jesus is calling the church to follow. You know, the church has become kind of focused on making people happy. Making them feel good when they leave here. Don't say anything that might offend anybody. That'll make everybody happy. Don't say that. Never do anything that might upset somebody. Never do the preaching before you do the song service. Don't ever do that. Stop saying things that people might not like. Stop saying that. You know, I've heard all that stuff. The churches have to make a choice. They will either please people or they'll please Christ. We have gotten to the point where we like to candy coat sin. We ignore problems that need to be confronted. We brush over just plain bad behavior in an effort to make people happy. We don't want to rock the boat, do we? Don't rock the boat. No, we just want it smooth. Well, enough is enough. Jesus is calling us to come and die. He said, a seed that this does not die, still just remains one single seed. But a disciple of Christ who will give everything he has, who will give his life for the cause of Christ, will present many seeds. Says Kevin, if you would just die to self, if you would just take care of that stuff, I will use you in a mighty way. Well, death also brings life. It says in verse 25, the man who loves his life will lose it, while the man who hates his life in this world will keep it for eternal life. You know, Jesus is not making some kind of call for martyrdom. He's not calling you guys to take your sword and fall on your sword while you're holding a sign that says Jesus is Lord. That's not what he's calling you to do. He's not telling you to take your sword, fall on it and say Jesus is Lord, holding the sign. He's not calling you to do that. He's not calling you to set yourself on fire, run down the middle of the street, saying he is risen. That's not what he's telling you to do. He's not calling you to lay down your lives in a sacrifice that brings death. What Jesus is calling you to do is even more radical than that. If you can believe it, it's even harder than that. You know what Jesus is calling you to do? He's saying, live a sacrificial life. It's one thing to lose your head from your shoulders in a matter of seconds. It's a completely different thing to live for the cause of Christ every single day for the rest of your life. You think giving your life when the chopping block's hard, he's saying, I want you to sacrifice for me. He wants us to give everything we have. He wants your life. All that you are, all that you will become, that's what he wants. That's all he wants. He wants your family. Every single family member, that's who he wants. Not just part of it. Not just 2 or 3 of them. He wants every single one of your family members. He don't want part of them. He wants your possessions. He wants all those things that we cherish deeply that nobody will ever have. If he's called us to give them, will we give them? That's all he's asking for, everything you have. What he's saying is mine anyway. He wants your vocation, he wants your job, he wants all your efforts. And I want to be clear, because there's no misunderstanding. Jesus wants to be the Lord of your life. You don't just want sections of it. He wants it all. We live so that we can die, or is it we die or so that we can live? I don't know. Well, the things that Jesus tells us is kind of a paradox. And a paradox, I don't know how to explain it other than the fact that I don't understand them. And maybe that's the definition of a paradox. But Jesus has given us some of those things that I don't completely understand. He says to be whole, you have to be broken. Well, it makes sense to me. It don't make sense die so that you can live. But he also says if you want to be whole, you've got to be broken. He also says to live, you must give up your life. It don't make sense to me. He says to receive, you have to give. If you want to receive something, give something. That don't make no sense. But that's what he tells us. Oh, this was a good one. If you want to be first, be last. Does that make sense to anybody? He says if you want to be first, make sure you're last. Those don't make sense. And be the greatest, he says you have to serve. Well, that's not the way we do it. But he says, I'm a radical. That's the kind of stuff that you leave a legacy. If you desire to be last so that you can be first, that's what I'm looking for. If you want to be exalted, you know what you have to do? You have to humble yourself. Well, that don't make sense to me. He also says, if you want to be strong, you know what you have to be? Weak. In order to be strong, you have to be weak. He says to be fruitful, you have to die. If you want to be fruitful, you have to die. You know, some of these things kind of sting when we hear them. We don't like to hear them. They hurt. You know, they kind of strike close to home. But it says in Philippians 1:22, for to me, to live is Christ and to die is gain. We can't fall in love with this world. The truth is that all things are going to pass away and cease to exist. All things means exactly that. All things. We're a part of all things. We are going to cease to exist. Your days, my days are here on earth are numbered. And they will come to an end. But if you lose your life to Christ, you will gain eternity. That don't make sense. But that's what he tells us. It's craziness. Death also brings service. It says, whoever serves me must follow me. And where I am, my servant also will be. My Father will honor the one who serves me. Who are you following? If you've given your life for Christ, you died for the cause of Christ, if that's who you are, then you're following the one who defeated death. We're following the one who died and rose again. We're following the one who proved that he was God in the flesh. We follow the one who promised us to come again. We follow the one who gives us hope in the midst of depraved life. We follow the one who calls us to come and die. We follow Jesus, who is the Christ. And the sad part about some of this is many people don't follow because they are too busy wanting to lead. We don't want to follow because we don't want to give up our own control. We don't want to follow because we're just too stubborn for anyone else to, even Jesus. And who are we serving? Some people serve themselves. We got for number one, which is a pathetic way to live, which is the way the world tells us to do it. If you want to look out, you better look out for number one. Pathetic and a heartless and horrible, cold way to live. But some people choose to do that. Some people choose to serve their families, which is not necessarily a bad thing in and of itself. But when you do everything you do for your family and you push God aside, that's not what he's asking. Some people serve the church and they do lots of things for the church and you think, well, that's a great thing. There is a big difference between serving the church and serving Jesus. It's a big difference. Then there are those who actually just want to serve Jesus. They come and they work not to be recognized or honored by someone. That's not what they're for. They serve because it honors Jesus. They get up here and they play and they sing not because it shows them, but because it honors God. Men that did this, I would suspect very few wanted to do it just because people were going to be looking at it. They serve not to show you, but to show Jesus. In Galatians 20:20 it says, I've been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. The life I live in the body, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. Galatians 22:20. Listen, there's a little small voices. And it's kind of calling, kind of like the wind, and you just hear it. And it's the voice of Jesus calling. He says, are you listening? What are you listening to? That little voice is saying, come follow me. It can be costly, but it's worth it. What kind of legacy are you leaving? You didn't already talk earlier. What kind of legacy are you leaving? You know, David, he filmed this last week, and he put it on our website, so that's going to live forever, right? Yes. But what kind of legacy are you leaving? One that speaks of your lukewarmness? One that speaks of your mediocrity towards the call of Christ? Is that what the legacy is going to be? Or one of how you were sold out to the call of Christ and how radically you followed Jesus? What's your legacy going to be? What's your family going to remember you by? What is your family going to remember your faith like? What's your spouse going to remember you? How are they going to remember your faith? What's your children going to remember your faith like? Are they going to remember a daddy or a mama who is just kind of lukewarm? Is that your legacy? Are they going to remember you for being a mediocre Christian? What are they going to remember you by? What about your friends? In 2,000 years from now, you know what they're going to... You know what they're going to remember? They're going to remember Philip Foraker standing up on the table. That's what they're going to remember. What's your legacy going to be? What's people going to remember you by? How are they going to remember you? Are they going to remember you by someone who is willing to say yes for whatever Christ asks you to do? You know, I hadn't thought of this, but we, and I try not to talk about this, but we've seen, which I didn't know they were going to sing, but it's going to sing Blessed Be the Name. And of course that's the song that we kind of attached ourselves to when Kimball died. You know, my dad left the lakes. My son left the lakes. My Savior left the lakes. But I have to ask, what am I leaving? What am I leaving? What you saying? Now, we're going to take just a minute or two. And I want you to bow your heads. And I'm going to be willing to pray for anybody who salvation if you don't know Jesus. Today is the day. Is your legacy right now where you're living is not where you desire it to be? Someday you want somebody to pray for you, I would love to pray for you. I'm going to pray. I'm going to play this song. And if you would just, anybody would like to have us pray for, I'd pray. But if not, if you would feel free to leave, but please exit with some grace and some dignity. So let's just bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, you know, and I wish you do because you know everything. How so impressed that what you pulled together last week, you're just an amazing God. Lord, I pray that what we learned is there is something to how we live today. There's something to that. God, I pray for anybody here who don't know you as the Lord and Savior that today they do. Lord, I also pray for anybody here who's struggling and just want prayer in general. I would pray to give them the nerve, the strength to come forward if they need to. Lord, I just pray for this bunch of people. I pray that we'll leave here today thinking about how can I make a difference for the cause of Christ in my life? And have I died? Has this one seed right here died? So it can produce many seeds. So I just think, if you just keep your head bowed for the next minute or two, I wish you'd do that. If you need prayer, I wish you would come up.